Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to polish or buff your encaustic art. This here is Golly. He's my friend John's cat who recently passed away. I didn't have a chance to photograph Golly professionally, but we found this awesome cell phone picture that he had that I restored, cleaned up, and upsized. I printed it, mounted it, and finished it with encaustics, which is basically melting beeswax and damar resin over the surface, fusing it with heat. And this is one of the oldest art preservation techniques from dating back to the 1st century BC. It's beautiful because it has a texture to it. It's not perfectly smooth, so the reflection isn't overwhelming. You can still see the image at any time. For the first 6 months though, the finish is still curing. So you might notice I buffed half of this, and this half is shiny, the other half is a little bit cloudy. And that's normal, that's part of the curing process. So what you can do at home for the first few months is buff it once in a while. You will get one of these when you get your art. Or you can use a lint-free cloth. And you buff it kind of like you would buff your car after you wax it, because it is wax. You can press on it, kind of go in a circular motion. You can see it's already becoming shinier. Kind of squeaks, that's okay, that's normal. You don't have to do this very often, just whenever you notice it's getting particularly cloudy, or you're going through your house cleaning and dusting and you happen to notice it. Just give it a little buff, and after a few months you won't have to do this anymore, although you still can, to bring out that shine. It can take about 15 minutes or so if you really want to go at her, but you don't have to. Now you can also buff the sides, just gently, just a little bit, just so it matches. The important part is to use something lint-free. Otherwise, because it's wax, little dust and lint particles can get sort of embedded in it. It's not a big deal, it's just, might as well keep it nice and clean. And there you have it. Depending on where you put it in your house, every time you walk by it, you'll kind of notice different reflections, which to me, it kind of brings it to life, kind of subconsciously drags your attention to it a little bit, and I just love these. Don't hang it over your fireplace. If possible, don't put it in direct sunlight, although it's not really the end of the world. It's a pretty high melting point, so if you need to store it or transport it somewhere, just put some wax paper over top just to protect the surface. Again, mainly so that dust particles and lint and little hairs and whatnot don't get embedded. Although if they do, or if you make a little scratch, like I just made a scratch with my nail, you can just buff that right out. It's all part of the art.